guys, I'm Karen.
And I'm Whitney.
And we're actually back to do another video together. Man, it's been like a year.
Yeah.
And that's okay because...
It's okay though. We're here now and it's about to get real.
We're actually going to title this video Expectation versus Reality for entrepreneurship.
So this video is basically for anybody that's a creative. You can be a musician, an artist, a painter, a makeup artist, a hairstylist, a graphic designer, whatever you're doing, you're promoting yourself, this video is for you. So let's start with a little backstory. For some of you that don't know, I'm a hairstylist. I've been doing hair for about 10 years. I started off working mall jobs. I wasn't getting that many hours. I was getting very little pay and I was like, something's gotta give, okay? I needed more money and I was like, I gotta figure out what I can do. So I realized I was doing hair tutorials and I was like, let me just start doing hair on actual people. And then from there it just grew and I started getting clientele, and since then, 10 years later, here I am still doing hair. And I just kind of turned into an entrepreneur.
Before I started doing what I am now doing, I was actually working retail. I'm a licensed esthetician and I didn't get into aesthetics or going to school for aesthetics until 2009, and I got my license in 2009, but I never really did anything with it after that point. I remember like I was going and applying to jobs and stuff like that, you know, as an esthetician at spas, and I feel like every last one of them were telling me, oh, you need experience. And so I gave up on doing that, and then I went back to working in the corporate world again for a few years. Yeah, even that wasn't working for me. I'm working at Massage Envy. Did I quit or get let go? Oh, they let me go at Massage Envy. I ended up getting a job working as a lash stylist at Amazing Lash Studio. And then I got fired from there too. This is like around the time I met Whitney. And she just so happened to be working at a place where the owner of that space was looking for a lash stylist. And when I got fired, I went right to Whitney. I was like, Whitney, you know. And she was just like, girl, you gotta just do your own thing. I was scared to heck.
First and foremost, let me preface this by saying, I think entrepreneurship was one of the best decisions that I made in my life. I don't know what I would do if I couldn't be a hairstylist anymore or do anything in the beauty industry. This is literally what I'm supposed to do, my purpose. My purpose is really to make people smile and make them feel good inside, and I use hairstyling as a way to be able to connect with people and talk to them and kind of brighten their day from the inside, as well as making their outer feel beautiful as well. Entrepreneurship kind of just fell into my lap. I had, like, obviously because of social media, we see all these people on social media like living a life. Like everyone that's an entrepreneur, you're like the cool person if you're an entrepreneur. Like if you have a 9-to-5, people kind of like talk down on it, which is totally wrong. I totally disagree with that. But entrepreneurship, it does take a special individual to do it. I think I have this idea that entrepreneurs are gonna like be making money while they sleep. We can just travel, we can just work and just do whatever we want. We take how many days off that we can. And that is right. I think you can do it, but how are you gonna make money if you're not doing that? But the reality is, it does not happen overnight. I try to encourage Karen as well in doing it, because I have done it a little bit longer, so I kind of have a little bit more insight, and I've been in places where I was just like, this is a mess. Like, what am I doing? Like, am I crazy for signing up to do this? Like, who would? You gotta be kind of crazy to be an entrepreneur. Like,
you do.
You have to have like crazy faith.
You gotta have crazy.
You gotta be crazy. You gotta have crazy faith, because your check depends on someone else's. You're literally like, being an entrepreneur, you have to sway someone to trust you and believe you, to offer a service or to buy your product. So like, you have to really believe in yourself. You have to promote yourself. You have to like hustle hard and just trust that someone else is gonna pay for you. Like,
that is so true.
What do you do if you don't?
Literally, like I think of it as like my clients or my customers, like my client. So my lash business is actually making my primary income right now. And although it does make me good money, we're still busy, we're investing. It's like you're literally, you're spending money to make money back.
Literally.
It's like
if you don't want to make money, then, I mean, if you don't want to spend any money, you probably shouldn't be an entrepreneur.
You should not.
You can't just sit there and expect money to come to you if you're not putting anything in or sacrificing anything. There's no way.
Nope. Yep. And that's the thing. And like, that's where the reality side of it is that you start out, you're like, yeah, I'm about to do this thing, I'm about to do this. And then the next day or maybe the next week, you're still like, yeah, I'm doing it, I'm getting, now, you know, now we're in a different month.
Yeah,
and you're like,
and you have no clients.
You have no clients, or you don't have no customers, and you still feel like, dang, I'm still broke.
When I first started out, obviously I'm a hairstylist, so I had to do blueprints. So there would be times where this is the reality. This is like literal life. I had like one client for the whole week, and that was my blueprint. So I made no money that week. Like that's where I started out. But like if you don't understand the process of being an entrepreneur, you would give up and be like, I can't do this. I need to be making money. I'm done. Right? So there was many times when I felt like I wanted to give up. Definitely. If you're not an entrepreneur, you feel that sometimes, right? You have moments where you're just like, this is too much. Let me just go find a better job so I can just constant, right? But then I know there's a reason why I'm doing this, and like I cannot give up. There's no way.
And that's why the thing is, like with doing hair or jumping out and doing your own thing, you have to have a passion for it. It's got to be God-given for sure.
You can't just say, oh, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur because everybody's doing it and it's cool.
Can't do it just because the problem is people are thinking, oh, I'm about to make all this money, just like that expectation we had.
Well, yeah, you see it. You're like, and you start a business. Everybody's like, I want to start a business.
Having Jesus is so much easier in this process
because
it's so much easier. Even though like, oh my gosh, there's so many hairstylists, there's so many lash stylists, there's so many boutique owners. Is it saturated?
Yeah.
Not when God gave us the vision.
Yeah.
And He gave us the tools to.
Because this didn't come. We didn't think of this. I just want to know, like, I never thought I was gonna be a hairstylist. Like it literally fell in my lap, and it's been going since. And so I'm so certain that this is what I'm supposed to do. There's nothing else.
It's a vision. It's the vision that God gave to you.
I had a vision, and it's all been accomplished. But it's taken time. It didn't happen in like one day. It took time.
It took time.
And like there's been times when I wanted to give up. I've applied to other jobs. I've done so much, but it never worked out. And I'm just like, okay, God, I see you. You know, you're trying to tell me there's no other option, right?
Girl, He's like, you're not getting that job. I told you to do.
No other option.
I told you to do.
I think I remember when I first told them about like other people about my vision. That I was gonna be a hairstylist. People were like, you're not gonna make no money. Like literally, people are like, what are you gonna do doing that? Just if you allow the opinions of others to alter your dream or dictate where you go with your dream, you can't do that. You can't do it. You can't do it. Like people be like, why'd you get fired? Why are you doing this? Maybe you should do this first. Maybe you should. No, literally listen. Whatever idea pops in your head. This is what I'm dreaming now. Like I'm not dreaming. This is what I'm doing now. If ever an idea slipped into my head, I know I'm supposed to do it. Like I can't sit on it.
That's it.
I can't sit on it.
No, you can't.
Where did that? I know I'm not smart enough to think of that.
Girl, God gave that. God put that there.
I'll be praying for God, like God, please give me more sources of income.
Yep.
Please help me. And I have so many ideas in my head, and it's just sitting there. And God is sitting there like, I gave you this idea last year. I gave this idea 2 years ago, and you still haven't done it.
That's the thing. He's always gonna take us back to like when you're sitting there alone, you're like, God, like this, and this. It's like, well, I gave you this. Well, the moment we start to feel comfortable in the place that we're in, we're in trouble.
Because anything comfortable probably isn't something.
Something's wrong. Yes, you have to be willing to step outside of your comfort zone with faith in God, knowing that, okay, God gave me this vision. Because guys, we don't just, these imaginations, these visions don't come just from us. No, we're not. We're not smart. We're not. Girl, no, it's God. No, we're not. We are not. Without God giving us these things, it's really just, it's staying, okay, because I think the one thing that we can look at with other people who are actually at the place that we would desire to be at, they stayed on top of it. When you're not making the money, when nobody is looking, because that's it, when nobody's looking, and because it's a vision, you gotta be careful with who you're sharing your visions with.
Not everybody's gonna understand.
Not everyone's gonna understand, because what may seem to be impossible for them, they're gonna think it's impossible for you, and they're gonna speak that death into
you cannot allow that.
You can't.
Like lately, I always tell people like what I'm doing, but I kind of make the decision that it's going forward, and then I tell them after, because it's just like I want to make sure I do it.
We actually want to reach out to people who might just be sitting there.
The person that was us.
The person that was us. Yeah, because when we're just sitting there looking at other people's social medias and their videos on YouTube or whatever, we could sit there all day and lose time in a day.
I can't tell you how many times. There's a lot of people that are just sitting there just looking and hoping like, dang, I wish I could do that. I should have done that. Like, why are we not doing it?
And that's the thing. Like,
because we don't feel like we can do it. Like, we're not going to be the ones to change it.
Because we go,
like, there's already someone doing it.
No. There's still room.
I started being an entrepreneur when I was like 19, right? Straight out of high school. And so everybody is having fun, living life, and doing all this stuff in their 20s, right? So I'm here I am, 28, just starting to have a little more fun, because I didn't really get to do it. Everybody was just partying and all that, and I was just sitting up there going to school, like taking long hours in cosmetology school, just trying to hustle and I don't know, people, like I was working Saturdays, Fridays, like I still work Fridays and Saturdays, like everybody's out at day parties and all that. I say all that because there's so much sacrifice that needs to be taken when you choose to be an entrepreneur. Like you literally cannot just keep living life the way that you've always lived and expect to go higher. There's so much sacrifice, whether it be like letting go of old habits, whether it be letting go of like people. Fortunately, you are who you are around, and so if you're hanging around people that just are not motivating, how are you going to be motivated? Like people can literally pull you back. Man. People will literally they won't understand. You can't talk to anybody about your business. Who are you going to talk to?
And they sure ain't gonna help you get to that.
Yeah, who's gonna push you to get to a higher level? If you have people that are not, they're just on a party all day. They're spending money on bottles, but you're spending money on like trying to beat your business.
They go home and they still broke, but your mindset is in another place.
They don't understand the sacrifice,
they don't understand it.
So you have to be mindful of who you have around you, because they do determine your destiny as well. So I definitely have moments of depression, and so with depression for me, when you're pushing so hard to get someone to like choose you, like in a way, like being an entrepreneur, you're trying to like prove how like valuable you are and what you're worth to someone else. So when you're trying to prove to somebody so much, it can be like depressing when people don't choose you. It's like, I'm working so hard, I'm trying to like win, and like nobody's supporting, and like you have these random moments when you're just like, what's wrong? Why is it not working? You know? And you really can get depressed. So like sometimes there's like days of like feeling depressed and discouraged. There's lonely times, because like, you know, you're putting in so much work alone, like especially if you're working your own vision, you're doing it on yourself, and you're just like, dang, like I'm really doing this by myself, like I don't have anybody like really like doing it with me, like this is really my thing, and I really have to like work hard for it. So you can get lonely sometimes. That's just the reality. And it's like up and down. It's like one day I'm doing good, I got this good order. I woke up to an order. Dang, I haven't gotten one in like a week. Like I'm posting every day and nobody's buying.
My downside for being an entrepreneur is, and I wrote some stuff down, so if I keep looking down, I'm sorry. Like she said, it can be lonely, it can be discouraging. You're not seeing the outcome happen as fast as you would like it to. And that goes back to what we were saying earlier about before we started doing this stuff on our own, you look at what everybody else is doing, and dang, like you think you can just hop there that quick. No, we don't know their story. They went through some things too.
We didn't see their lonely nights.
We didn't see
their hard
none
work.
of that. Nope. That you have to spend money to get to make profit. That is the truth. You have your own business. Every single business out there, they are spending the money. They're investing in what they need in order to make it back. It's just you broke, okay? But God is good.
If you feel like I'm the only person that's struggling, you're not. Like this is just kind of show you like this is what's supposed to happen. This is a part of the entrepreneur life. Okay, so those are some of the negatives. We're not gonna give a lot, but that's just like the basis. That's like those are the main ones that I kind of deal with a lot. But the positive realities is that I absolutely love that I can make my own schedule, and I can take off time when I want to take off time. But make sure that when you just know that when you take those times off, you're not getting paid. You don't get paid time off. So whenever you're not working, you're not getting paid, unless you have like an online business and you wake up with money, which is dope, of course. But it'll happen for you. It's coming. So, but yeah, just be mindful that like the time that you're taking off, like just make sure you're saving money, and just so you know that you'll be good. You won't have money issues during that time. Like people think like, oh, once I get successful, I can do this. Like no, like honestly, like this has been 10 years, and I feel like I'm still learning stuff. I'm still trying to figure it out. You're always gonna be figuring it out. Like don't like set this like ultimate goal, and you're like, okay, once I get there, then I made it. You know what I mean? Like this is a constant journey. And for me, I think I'm like at year 10, and definitely my income is increasing every year, and so that's a good thing. Definitely increasing every year, but the thing is, it'll increase every year if you're not consistent and your quality is sustained. There's just no way around it. Word of mouth is going to spread. It's just by default. So like constantly promoting yourself, there's no way around it. So like next year your income's going to increase every year. It's going to increase every year, but you just have to like hold on to that. Like of course it's going to be a struggle, but you're like, okay, next year I'll be good. This is honestly one of the most rewarding things because like we're our own boss.
Yeah.
And like we love it. It's like your baby, right? It's my baby.
Yeah, it is. It is
I'm
like
sensitive
baby.
about mine.
Yeah.
Like,
you gotta feed it. You gotta take care. You gotta take care of it.
It's my baby. And
in order for it to grow, you gotta.
Yes. And but the thing is, like, when you're going through this journey, you're gonna love it even more. Like when you're going through these up and downs with anything, with a relationship, when you make it through these like up and down mountains and go past these walls, and the love that you have for your baby, your business will just grow every year, and it's just gonna be rewarding. Like once you reach that like pivotal moment in life, you're like, you know what, this was just, I'm so glad I made this decision. Like this is why God told me to do this. Okay, this is the reason. Like I definitely know that like our passions and our journeys, it's like for other people. There's a reason I'm doing this because there's somebody that like, I don't know, maybe someone that's watching this.
Yes.
Maybe there's someone that's watching this. If I never became an entrepreneur, like maybe we wouldn't have hit you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's a reason you're doing this. So definitely stick with that and think about the people that are going to be affected by you saying yes. So all in all, I think entrepreneurship is probably like one of the best things you could ever do, and I definitely want to encourage you guys just to never give up on it. Like it's definitely going to be a journey, but it's definitely well worth it.
Habakkuk chapter 2, and it's verse 2 and 3, and it says, "Then the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain on tablets, that he may run who reads it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time." So hold up a second, we're just gonna stop right there. It's yet for an appointed time. That means that there is a time for it. So don't get into it and then all of a sudden don't give up.
Because it didn't show up, or
because it didn't show up
the way you thought it was at that moment.
Exactly.
Because our timing is
exactly. Man, when that day comes, it's like
that's why.
Man, like you're literally gonna be praise breaking all over the place.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be that crazy. There's a time for it. And then going on, it says, "But at the end it will speak, and it will not lie." Whew. It's just the way that God is set up. Though it tarries, wait for it.
Or prolong.
Yes. just wait. Just keep waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, "Because it will surely come, it will not tarry." It will not. It will
easy.
not.
That's your confirmation.
Y'all read
you
your
get
Bible.
the vision, write it down, put in the works, do it. It's gonna happen.
If God gives you a vision in your head where you see yourself somewhere, girl, if you see yourself having your own salon,
You didn't come up with that.
no, you didn't.
That's why I know I'm gonna have this. Like people like, you gonna have a salon in every state. Yeah, I am.
Yeah, she is. Until next time, guys, we're gonna this is a series.
So there'll be another video next week. So y'all see it.
There's gonna be another video next week, and we're just gonna be doing this together.
Yes.
I'll catch you in the next video.
Bye.
I never know how to do an intro. I always like going, I hate doing intros. Yeah.